not everybody feels the way you feel about this. There are a lot of people who are dying to have this experience and are happy to pay $1,100 to go stay in a trailer-style dorm instead of a tent and get a meal pass and hang out with the Rotor Riot pilots. And you don't like that.
What is good, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mamba FPV, and today I'm going to be reacting to Bardwell's reaction video where Bot Grinder talks about the ticket prices for Rotor Riot Rampage. He thinks they're way too expensive. I totally agree. Bardwell believes that these prices are acceptable and tries to justify why. So if you want to find out my thoughts on this subject, then stick around. Let's get into the video. Let's go.
Because I was just watching the Deadcell podcast with Bot Grinder and Grim Ripper, as I always do, and they talked about Rotor Riot Rampage, and Rotor Riot Rampage is very near and dear to my heart. I think there's some things that they significantly got wrong, and I feel like reaching out to set the record straight.
Is what he's telling me is that liability insurance. Okay. And I'm like, I don't know, man. You're telling me because Spider told me that there's an airsoft event at that exact place and it's like a fraction of the price, you know, like
Oh yeah, of course.
And
also what International Open does is they require everybody to have AMA insurance of their own.
Yeah.
So everybody carries their own insurance instead of the organization paying for it.
So
Bot Grinder, are you arguing that it would be better if an FPV-focused event forced their attendees to buy AMA memberships? I don't know about you, dude. I let my AMA membership lapse and I will never sign up for the AMA ever again. I don't want to give them my money that they can use to lobby for things that I feel like are undermining the interests of FPV hobbyists. So if there's an event that says I have to be an AMA member to go, I'm not going to that event because I'm not giving the AMA any more of my money.
Okay, so my thought on that one is, Mr. Bardwell, this is not about you, it's about the community. So you can't use things that you don't like to try and sway the whole community. Now, in my opinion, and this is only my opinion, Rotor Riot have said to Joshua, look, you got to make a video to help us out here. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, but that is personally my opinion. Joshua, no hate, mate. I appreciate everything you've done for me and the community, but I can't stand by you on this one, buddy.
And it's kind of weird to hear you, Bot Grinder, arguing that people should be forced to join the AMA. But I guess it's just a question of who you hate more, the AMA or Rotor Riot, and I guess that's a personal decision.
So there you go with another one. It's kind of giving you an option now. Oh, it's just because he doesn't like Rotor Riot. Everyone knows he doesn't like Rotor Riot, so he puts this little weighing scale there for you to think, oh, maybe he's just doing it because he doesn't like him, and that's not the case. So again, Mr. Bardwell, you can't use things like that to try and justify prices. It doesn't work. It doesn't work with me anyway. I don't know about you guys. Again, let me know in the comments. Is he persuading you?
he said that she their new CEO, I forget what her name is, but that they
or Bubby's mom.
Yeah.
Her name is Stacy.
Super nice. Like
Right, yeah.
I don't
Always
know.
pleasant interactions with her.
She is super nice. I agree. She's awesome. No matter what we disagree about, everybody can agree that Stacy's awesome.
I love that when Joshua's being genuine about something, and you'll pick it up yourself, when he's being genuine about something, his attitude's slightly different, the way he talks is different. And then when he's being, I believe, disingenuous, it kind of changes a little bit. But see if you can pick it up.
Awesome.
Apparently, she said that they didn't make a lot of money off the event. Like, she's like, we didn't make a lot of money on the event.
She didn't.
Well, the company.
She didn't. So again, Bot Grinder's referencing to Rotor Riot being a profit-based company that likes money.
And I don't know what the number, who told me this, or Spider or somebody we were talking about it in like a voice chat the other night, and I don't even know where this came from, so this is all baseless information, this number. Someone's like, oh, they made $160,000. And I'm like, okay, well, that's a lot of money to like me as an individual, but
as Grim Ripper just said, this is a completely baseless figure, and I can break it down. I've done the math on it, and if you've got 100 pilots that buy a ticket at $850, yeah, it doesn't come to £160,000 in sales. I don't know where they're going to get the other 50% from to create that £160,000 profit. I'm not sure whether it's through sponsors or whatever, I don't know. But on this one, again, totally baseless, and I don't really think they're going to make £160,000 profit on a festival.
But as a person throwing on an event, that's not actually a lot of money.
I don't know where that $160,000 number came from, and frankly, neither do you. We shouldn't be even talking about it.
Totally agree, Joshua. That's one thing I do agree on. We shouldn't be talking about baseless things.
You heard from somebody who heard from somebody who blah, 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 blah. I would be shocked if Stacy was discussing actual profit and loss numbers with a member of the public. I've talked with her privately about how much Rampage costs, and if there are ways that ticket prices could be brought down. And she didn't give me hard numbers. So, but be that as it may, I really sincerely doubt that Rotor Riot profited $160,000 off of that event.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, I totally agree. I don't think they're making $160,000 in profit unless they have other things that they make money from relating to the festival.
My understanding is that it is basically a break even. I probably shouldn't.
All right, so breaking even, you're not going to break even on a festival this big, especially when you're selling tickets at $850 per ticket. Now, this is for like 2 days, a 2-day event. I think they get a hangout with the guys when you buy the max tickets for a further 2 days. But again, it doesn't matter. 4 days, if you're paying $850, that's over $200 per day to spend at a festival. So crazy.
Even be saying that because that information may no longer be accurate, but my understanding as of the last time I had a discussion about this is that they do the event because number one, they get good content out of it and it's worth it to make content. Number two, it's great for the community.
Yeah, you do get great content, but I'm going back to the profit side of things. As part of an event organising team, I know that the profit isn't massive, but there is profit. We don't charge a lot of money for our festival. 50% of that goes straight on hire of the place, and whatever we've got left of profit goes into next year's festival straight away, so we don't actually see anything. So yeah, it's again,
Community, they really like having an event where the community can come together, everybody has a good time. Number three, it's good for the brand and builds the brand, but in general, it is not a moneymaker. It is not a profit driver. Not even in the, oh, well, if you're a big...
It is 100% a money maker and a profit driving event. 100%.
company, then $150,000 isn't that much money way in the, it just doesn't make very much money.
You see how he won't look into the camera when he's saying things like he's like, oh, he doesn't want to look at you because he's not being genuine. Come on, Joshua, try harder.
In the big scheme of things.
$800 to camp and fly your drone for a couple of days.
I think the camping charge is ludicrous.
The amount of misinformation and wrong information about the price of the event in the rest of the video is really embarrassing. I know you guys are just doing a podcast.
I'll stop you there because it's quite embarrassing that Joshua thinks that, because it's all pretty accurate and he's just going to prove that to you right now.
And you didn't really fully do your research, but like you keep saying that it costs $500, $800 to camp, and you're just effing wrong. You're just wrong. You say $500 to camp on the ground. That is wrong. So tickets for Rotor Riot Rampage. The basic pilot pass is $325 through February 10th or $350 after February 10th. That gets you in the door and gets you the weekend of activity.
So if you order early, you get a $25 discount.
Saturday and Sunday. If then you decide to camp on site in a tent, you get a 20 by 20 campsite for $100 extra. That is $450 total.
Okay, so you got to buy a camping spot, which I think is ludicrous. I don't know why they don't just incorporate that into the main ticket. Don't mention it at all. Why would you mention an additional cost to put a tent on a little plot of land? Again, you're dragging money out of places that you shouldn't.
Not $800 to camp on the ground in your own.
So there's the $500 for sleeping on the ground, which Bot Grinder was correct on. Yeah, you're going to sleep on the ground. It ain't saying, you know, it's not a bad thing. You go camping, you're going to sleep on the ground. You expect that. But it was a factual comment, and it was $50 less than what, $50 more than what the actual price is. So
tent. And yes, you could just go to town and stay in a hotel. That would be more like $100 or $150 a night, so it would be about twice as much. And most importantly, you would have to drive in every morning, as opposed to like staying up till 3 in the morning, partying, drinking, and having a good time, like many people do at the event.
Again, there you're comparing apples to oranges. You can't talk about event camping and then throw in a hotel cost, etc., because this is all about the event. We shouldn't even be talking about external things. So again, I don't agree with that comment.
Like many people do at the event, and then they sort of stagger back to their tent and fall asleep. That's the experience you're paying for. The $800 that you guys keep harping on is the quote-unquote glamping pilot pass. That gets you $820 or $825 or $850, which gets you a pre-made glamping style tent. I don't know what that means, but presumably it's not just a little nylon tent.
Do your research. A glamping tent is a beautiful tent that comes pre-installed with a bed, a table, its own lighting, and you get to spend a festival in comfort. So yeah, this is a great idea, but still you can't justify it because it's only going to cost you $250 per tent to hire it yourself.
And a big canvas bell tent style thing with a twin air mattress and lighting already in setup. Included with that is all meals, all days, and you get the additional days. So you get in on Friday instead of Saturday, and there's an even further reduced number of people there, so you get more flight time. People aren't stomping on you. They usually are a little bit more relaxed about the flight lines on Friday, so if you want to go fly in an area that's not an official flight area, you can do it. It's basically free reign of the site. And that is another thing that you're paying for when you buy that $850 ticket.
Okay, so when you buy an $850 ticket, you get the privilege to go there on the first day of the festival, which again doesn't make sense. You get to hang out with the famous pilots, things like that. I mean, is that what you're charging for? Again, if it is, it seems like you are extorting the community. Again, only my opinion.
Similar events that have insurance, they charge like $100 max. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been to a lot of events. It's like $100. They get insurance and everything. It's not $800 fucking dollars like that. Look at Flight Test. I'm sure Flight Test carries full insurance, and that's how much was that? I think $175 for the whole weekend, something like that.
Once again, just like with the Airsoft event, you're comparing apples and oranges when you're comparing Flight Fest to Rampage. Flight Fest is cheaper. It is held in a great big open field on somebody's farm. Shocker, a great big open field with no buildings and no structures.
Totally agree here. Bot Grinders are comparing a festival that is not on, a level par to Riot Rampage. So I do agree with you on this one, Josh.
Is a lot cheaper to rent than GTI. The whole point of GTI is that it is an awesome industrial facility for people to fly freestyle in. It is way more expensive a venue to rent than, as well it should be, than Flight Fest. Number two, you say, well...
Yeah, I mean, it is going to be a lot of money to rent that place, but again, unjustifiable amounts charged to cover these costs.
Well, Flight Fest has full insurance, so surely, it's comparable. But pretty sure Flight Fest, when I went, it was several years ago, so it might have changed, requires AMA membership. And so your own argument that if Rampage just required AMA membership, then their insurance would be cheaper, undermines the argument you're making now that Flight Fest has full insurance and is cheaper, therefore Rampage should also be cheaper.
Okay, no, it's not. What he's saying is if you get an AMA license, then obviously the festival won't need to do that, so then it becomes cheaper. And then there's this other festival that's actually got all of the licenses to cover everyone, and it's still only $100, so that's actually two examples of a way to be cheaper than Riot Rampage. So he's not undermining anything he said in the past. Yeah, so again, Josh, I don't know where you're coming from with that one, mate.
And finally, you're once again comparing the $800 ticket for glamping, which includes a meal plan and a glamping style tent.
Which is great. I mean, if you're there for 3 days, you might get, 6 meals? How much is a meal? $20, $20, $40, $60, $80.
And whatever that is, to the basic Flight Fest membership. And by the way, Flight Fest also has a camping fee of about $100 to camp on the ground for the whole event. So actually, that's 100% comparable.
That's a lot of fucking money to stand in the sun and fly drones with your friends that you can do for free. Like,
that was a perfect way to edit Bot Grinder in saying that's a hell of a lot of money. It is. What a perfect response, Bot.
other meetups that are cheaper. I do meetups a few times a year that are completely free in different cities and shit. Like if you got the money, you know, I would never tell anybody how to spend their. Yeah, I would, but I would never hate on you for how you spend your money. If you got the money and you want to go have fun. I'm sure it'd be a great time, you know, hanging out with FPV nerds.
I 100% agree with Bot Grinder. I wouldn't hate anyone for going and doing it, you know. Props to you if you want to go spend that money. If you got that kind of money to spend, then amazing. But we're talking about the people that haven't got that kind of money to spend, that have to save to make a festival like this. Yeah, but Joshua Bardwell's reaction to this is pretty gold as well. He gets ever so upset.
These meetups are always awesome, but that's just a lot of fucking money.
So if you've got the money and you want to go. I'll never hate on you for spending your money the way you want to do it, but you will hate on the person taking your money and providing.
Yes, because that person taking the money is extorting. Is extorting the community. I'm going to keep saying it. I think it's extortion.
The service. Do you see that those are two sides of the same coin? If it's okay for people to want to spend their money on this experience, then it's also okay for someone to want to offer the experience and take their money in order to do it. No one is.
Yes, it is, but when you're talking about, you're all about the community, you need to be giving us community costs and community prices, not, you know, putting a mega amount on because you know that people want to pay that kind of money to come and hang out with you guys.
Being abused here, no one is being taken advantage of, no one is being cheated or defrauded.
Definitely taking advantage.
Everyone is voluntarily deciding, hey, this is something I want and this is something I'm okay to offer, and that's okay. That's okay. It's okay if you want to go stand in the sun and hang out with your friends and fly. Many, many people do that, and they do it for free, and they have a great time. It's okay if you want to go to a different event at a different location that has different amenities, like Castle Crash, like West Coast Throwdown, like...
Shout out to Castle Crash. So I'm going to be doing a live with Fly High FPV, one of the organisers, one of the main organisers for Castle Crash. One of the cheapest festivals going. I'm going to be buying 2 tickets and giving them away in a live stream very soon. So keep your eyes on that. That is on Instagram.
Any of many, many amazing events, or just like going out with your friends on the weekend and flying. Here's the thing though. Okay, number one, no one's standing in the sun at Rampage. There's cover at all of the flight lines. No one's standing in the sun. Give me a break. But number two,
it's really factual defence there. So he's trying to be. I mean, Bot Grinder didn't mean you just standing in the sun. You know what I mean? It was just standing in the sun, flying with your mates, just comparing it to being out there with your friends. Which again, I don't agree with Bot Grinder on that one, because you can't compare a festival of, you know, so good to be flying out with your friends. Although you're going to have an amazing experience with your friends, you're going to have a different kind of amazing experience at this festival. So
there are many people, and this is what I think you guys are missing. There are many people who cannot get this experience. They don't know how to get it any other way. But there are many people who do not know how to get access to a place like GTI to fly. It is their dream to go to an industrial place and fly something like that. It is their dream to get to chase drift cars. Oh my God, the number of people who had the hugest smile on their face last year after they got to chase drift cars for the first time. And on some level, I was like, it's a big deal, you're chasing drift cars. I do that all the time. Okay, I don't literally do it all the time. But like for me, that's not a peak experience. It's cool, but it's just part of my daily job in a way. And these people were having the peak experience.
Sitting there, I don't even know why you brought yourself into it there, saying that, you know, this is what you do every day. You're using stuff that you don't need to justify the prices of a ticket. I don't know why you started talking about yourself there. And again, my thought on that whole little section is there, you think, oh no, we'll put this price up. They're going to pay. We're not going to give it them any cheaper, so they've got no choice but to pay. And that's what you're doing, and that's how you run a profit-based company. Find a niche in the market that everybody wants and put your price on it, and they will pay. So yeah,
peak experience in many ways because they got to do this, and they wouldn't have got to do it any other way. And that is what they're paying for. That's why they pay $350, because now
exactly, that is what they're paying for. But is it worth it? Is it worth it?
Not everybody feels the way you feel about this. There are a lot of people who are dying to have this experience and are happy to pay $1,100 to go stay in a trailer-style dorm instead of a tent and get a meal pass and hang out with the Rotor pilots. And you don't like that. You don't want to live in a world where that is a successful and desirable thing, but you do. And it's okay. It's okay that there are people who want to spend $1,100 to go hang out with Rotor pilots for 4 days. And it's okay that there are people who want to spend $50 to go fly in the woods at Castle Crash and have just as good a time. Both of those things are okay. That's it.
Okay, so there we go. You've heard my thoughts on the situation, the price of tickets, etc. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed that reaction video, guys, and if you want to see more, just hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can see all of my future videos. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bardwell, I love you.